Compound finance was just hit with a very interesting type of attack. Now, no, there were no hackers involved. There was nobody stealing funds from Compound Finance, one of the largest DeFi protocols in the world. It actually came from a governance proposal, and these exploiters were able to take $25 million from the protocol. Now, whether or not they actually get this money is a completely different question, but I want to talk about exactly what happened today because I need this to be a warning to all DeFi protocols out there or any type of protocol that takes governance into consideration. Before we break into the story itself, let's talk about what compound finance is because some of you out there might not know or have never used it. Compound finance is a decentralized finance platform that is an autonomous lending platform. Essentially what that means is you have borrowers and you have lenders, and you can determine how you want to use the platform based on what your needs are. You can lend and earn yield on that lend, or you can borrow using some of your own crypto as collateral. And the autonomy of it all is the way that the percentage rates go up and down. So the system is designed to take into account how many people are lending and how many people are borrowing at the same time, and use that information to determine what the APRs and APYs will be for each of those assets. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's break into what exactly these exploiters did. You can go to the governance tab on compound.finance right now and look at the exact proposal that was just approved today to see what these exploiters did. And the overview says the Gold Comp DeFi Vault 1 created by the Golden Boys is an exciting new strategy designed to provide comp holders yields on their comp tokens. But then if you scroll all the way to the bottom of that overview, it says the proposal seeks a 1-year investment of 499,000 comp of treasury funds into the trust setup vault described above to generate interest on 5% of Treasury's non-interest-bearing comp holdings. Essentially, what this is asking is for 5% of the entire Treasury's comp that is in non-yield-bearing accounts right now to be transferred to these guys, these Golden Boys, whoever they are, into their multi-sig. And so a lot of people are speculating that once that money gets transferred into this multi-sig, it's going to be siphoned away and nothing is ever going to happen with it. So this proposal sounds great on paper, like, yeah, let's earn some yield on this. But in reality, a lot of people think that these guys are just there to steal these funds away from the users and the governance users of the platform. If you go back in time to May 6th, you can actually see the very first proposal that was written by this group called the Golden Boys. And one of the moderators on Compound basically said an unexpected proposal was recently created. The proposal would transfer 5% of the comp treasury to a multi-sig that it claims is controlled by the Golden Boys for the purposes of investing the funds in a gold comp DeFi vault for generating treasury yield. The account making this proposal was delegated 95,000 comp a week ago. The proposal was not discussed prior in the forums, and the delegate did not identify itself to the community prior to the proposal being created. There are additional new delegations that have been made that raise concerns that this is possibly a coordinated governance attack. Now, this was on May 6th. A proposal was written, it got shot down. There was another proposal that was written after that. Let's see, let's scroll down to it. It was, so here, Humpy is the name of the guy that wrote the proposal, and he says that he's a part of the Golden Boys. He had a rebuttal on May 10th, and then 13 days ago, so on July 15th, a follow-up proposal was made, 279, and again, that one was shot down. So two proposals were written with the same exact request, and both were shot down. However, 3 days ago, Proposal 289, again, the moderator here says a third proposal from the Golden Boys was recently submitted and will begin voting in 8 hours, following the overwhelming defeat of their prior 2 proposals. They have increased the amount of comp being requested. They may be attempting to submit the proposals so that the majority of the voting period occurs over the weekend and the participation is low enough to allow them to pass their proposal. If the community wishes to vote against this proposal, we urge all governance delegates to be prepared to vote on Proposal 289 in case a large number of new delegate votes come into play. We highly recommend that all votes are submitted this Friday to ensure low participation over the weekend does not impact the result. Well, here we are, Sunday, and the vote was passed. So this person, Cylon, was basically saying, look, we know that this is happening over the weekend. There's usually low participation on the weekends. We think that these people, the Golden Boys, might be doing this because they also have that information and know that there is low turnout on the weekends. So as you can see, they have this group, known as the Golden Boys, have a very large stake in comp themselves, which was able to push them over the boundary needed to pass this vote. So essentially, now this request of almost 500,000 comp is going to be either denied or approved. Now, that is the scary part. If this truly is a decentralized protocol that relies on governance votes to determine the future of the protocol itself, then they have to grant this approval and send those funds. If not, it could look very, very bad on the protocol itself that they can turn things down, because then it looks like they are centralized and that they have some entity that is actually making the decisions behind closed doors. So if this is, a bad actor out there that is trying to steal $25 million, you have to take that into consideration, because we don't just want that to happen to every governance protocol out there on the market, but the reality of this all shows that there are vulnerabilities in these systems that can be exploited by people that are willing to take the time and use their capital and their brains to come up with these strategies to beat, quote unquote, beat the system. But if you go and look at the price right now, the price is completely plummeting based on this news. There are a few people talking about it on Twitter so far. This person, OX Law, LOL, said Compound Finance has been successfully hit with a $25 million governance attack. More info here, gone unnoticed. Wild. Titanium 32 is the individual behind this, it seems. So they pointed out who it is. This person only has 534 followers on Twitter, which is insane, but that's usually the type of person that is able to accomplish something like this, somebody that goes completely unnoticed by the public. So this entire story is wild, guys, and it shows that you don't just have to be a hacker to be able to exploit some of these protocols. You can do it in other ways that are completely within the boundaries of the rules put in place for these protocols. So on one hand, they did exactly what the protocol allows, and on the other, it looks like they're just taking $25 million from the holders of that treasury. So I don't know what's going to become of this. It's really interesting. I'm probably going to follow along as this kind of rolls out, because Compound is at a fork in the road, it seems. This really could go one of two ways. So if you enjoyed it, Please be sure to let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that Compound should allow this to happen, or do you think that they should take action and remove this request and deny it essentially from happening? But let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to know your thoughts. That's going to be it for this video, though. Thanks for watching. Crypto Clay out.